is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you for tuning into this, the home of positive business talk. We are grateful for you. It's been a solo effort today. You've got me. Angel is down in San Diego, and she is speaking to the Small Business Expo out there. I'm very thankful for her and the work that she's doing out there. But I've got you, and I've got listener Robert. Thank you so much, listener Robert. I appreciate you for being there, brother. And in the next the next 40 minutes or so, as long as the program is still on, the phone line is open, 303-632-4160, 303-632-4160. And if you'd like to call in and share your thoughts about a topic that we're sharing or discussing here on the program, you are more than welcome to do so. We just talked about the lucrative careers that you can build by starting on your couch. Thanks to the internet, thanks to smartphones and technology, we're able to build all kinds of businesses on online and whatnot. And I remember when social media was fairly new. What was that? 8 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe not even 10 years ago, 9 years ago. I remember having the conversation with a number of people talking about, he or she with the most friends, followers, connections, whatever you call them, likes, shares, just has a whole bunch of those things. What good is it? There's no possible way to make money over a social media platform where cat videos and what I had for dinner last night seems to be the course for the day. That simply is not the case. And it wasn't the case back then, but we didn't know it. Angel and I started actually making money on social media, and we're one of the very first ones to do so back in, 2010, something like that. And it can be done. A great article written by a gentleman whose name I can't even begin to attempt. Let's just say I'm going to call him John. is talking about ways to build your social media following. And it is not a numbers game. I don't believe that sales is a numbers game. I believe that numbers are involved in the process of sales, of course. But to say that sales is a numbers game reduces the whole relationship development process of sales down to a simple transactional mentality. And Angel and I simply don't embrace that. Rather, we say that if you take care of the relationships, develop the relationships, and the transactions and sales will come. But a lot of that has to do with, to whom are you selling? Do you have a loyal following? Do you have people who are who consider you to be an influencer in one way or another? And there are lots of tools and software that can help build your following, if you will. For instance, many people with hundreds of thousands of followers didn't amass such a following simply by spending hours and hours after hours on different platforms. Instead, they researched and found the tools and or the software that will help them grow their followings. Two main areas of focus in those tools in social media, and they both deal with automation or analytics. Analytics are huge because it allows a user like you to get stats about the different social media accounts. Receiving stats shows you when you should be posting, which posts get the most shares, and what kind of posts elicit the most positive response from your audience. Why would that information be necessary? Well, let's just say if you've got one post that does way better than the other post, and you do that more often, and it starts spreading and growing your influence, you could actually turn that into a payable return. Great Instagram tool is something called SquareLovin. SquareLovin. It allows you to really dissect your Instagram account, showing you what's working, what's not. One of the features is its ability to see which of your posts have received the most likes and comments. Again, an important piece to understanding what is catching with your followers. Here's an interesting one. This is the next tool he wants to share is generated results immediately. When he used it, it increased engagement within minutes. It's called IFTTT. It basically connects all the popular apps like Facebook and Twitter all together. Literally hundreds of different recipes, as they're called, that connect apps one to another, but IFTTT connected Instagram account to LinkedIn account, and now anytime someone posts a new photograph on Instagram, it automatically posts on LinkedIn. That's good. My thought on that is I think each of the platforms behaves differently. It has a different audience. So what you post on LinkedIn probably should not be posted on Instagram or back and forth. You can network with influencers. One of the most effective ways to gain a massive social media following is by connecting with influencers that you follow or admire. I am in the middle of a project right now along those lines as we reach out and connect and listen to and then respond and engage with other influencers. You start to get recognizable. Once you have been recognized, then you can start to throw a little influence yourself, a little thought process out there, and let the influencer like what you just said because he or she recognizes your mug. I think this is a big piece. I have probably 7 years ago, someone came to me and said, I want to be the guy in this industry. And we started this process of networking with influencers. First of all, we didn't even know if there was anybody else out there. So we had to hunt for them. Once we found that there were other people of like mind somewhere out there in the great big sea of this industry, then we started communicating with them and liking their posts on social media and engaging and commenting and saying, you know what, I completely agree with what you just said. Those kinds of things. People want to know that what they're doing is important, right? That somebody resonates with that. And if you tell me that you agree with me, you and I are going to be best friends. It's just that simple. Once we're best friends and I know your name, then I can also throw out something into your sphere and get you to respond to it. And 9 out of 10 times you will respond favorably because that's the nature of friendship and psychology. Get noticed by blogging, or creating your own videos, content. And number one, above all else, be consistent. You want followers? You got to do it every single day. You've got to be consistent with the production. You've got to be consistent with the quality. You got to be consistent with your effort, and you must not stumble in this area. The difference between those that make it and those that don't, it's not good looks. It's not a lot of money. It's not whether or not they've got a platform that works. We all have a neutral playing field, folks. It is consistency. We'll be back with more positive business talk and a conversation about dealing with meetings that you can't stand. That's next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.